behind every cell door and every guarded gate, there's a story waiting to be told. A story that challenges what we think we know about prison life. At Prison Life Media, we're uncovering these stories in a way that's never been done before. In Disruptors, we follow the leaders reshaping the prison system, proving that change is possible even within the toughest walls. With our Day in the Life series, you'll step into the shoes of inmates and staff, witnessing the routines, the resilience, and the realities they face each day. And in Inmate versus Food, we dive into the creativity born from necessity, exploring unique dishes created by residents using commissary ingredients in ways you'd never expect. These aren't just stories, they're glimpses into a world rarely seen. Through these series, we aim to shift perspectives, reveal the humanity within, and start a new conversation about what prison can be.
Hello, I'm Josh Smith, the founder of the Fourth Purpose Foundation. A few years back, my wife and I sold our company, and we invested a lot of the proceeds into starting this work that we now call the Fourth Purpose Foundation. We have created the foundation with one sole mission in mind, and that's to make prison a place of transformation. I won't share the whole story of myself, but I've been involved in corrections from a juvenile to several years of prison as an adult, and now working with leaders all over the country and all over the world dealing with corrections. About 5 years ago, Governor Lee in Tennessee, when he was elected, asked me to be one of the leaders of his criminal justice task force that he put together. And that was my real first experience into the government side of corrections. Through that, I was connected with the commissioner, the leader of the Department of Corrections in Tennessee, named Tony Parker, somebody that had been in corrections for over 38 years, working from a correctional officer all the way up to the top position in the state. That relationship, as we toured the state and visited many different prisons and saw all kinds of different programs and staffing and challenges, good and bad, it gave me a real chance to see corrections from a different perspective, through different eyes. And through that time, Tony really challenged me, and he said, Josh, we've got a lot of things we can fix, and we got a lot of things we can work on. But if you really want to change corrections, you're gonna have to change the public's perception to that. And I didn't agree, and I pushed back, and I said, hey, there's so many things we can do right here in this prison. And he said, I could do a lot of things, but the public, the legislature, all of them dictate really of what we can or we can't do. I'll tell you, as the weeks and months and years that went by, I've realized that Tony was absolutely right. That you, the general public, don't really have a great perception of corrections. So let's be honest. What is your perception of corrections? What is your perception of a prison? What do you think goes on there every day? Well, I can tell you, it's not what you think it is, because what you think it is has been shaped by movies. It's been shaped by news stories. It's been shaped by over-sensationalized media. The toughest thing, if you see a video inside of a prison, it's usually of stabbings and drugs and all this violence, or you see correctional officers doing illegal and improper and immoral things, and that's what you see. And while all of those things do exist inside a prison, that is not a true look of what the day-to-day inside really is. So let me tell you what we've done. We have hired a video team at our foundation, and we are setting out to give a real look of the inside life of prison. And what we're calling it is Prison Life Media. Let me tell you a few of the projects that we're currently working on. One is called Disruptors. This is where we are studying leaders inside of corrections that are doing unique things, kind of going against the grain of the typical correctional leadership, and they're finding better results. Kind of disruptive leadership styles. And I can't wait for you to see some of what we're already finding in these leaders. Another project that we're working on is Day in the Life, where we do day in the life of a correctional officer. We follow that person from the beginning through their entire day, so you get to see what's it like when they check in to their job. What are the things that they have to think about through the day? What are those things that they experience on a day-to-day basis? I'll tell you, few can appreciate what correctional staff really go through day in and day out in corrections, and we're excited to be able to show you. The same we're going to do for inmates. We're going to be doing some day in the life of inmates. What does it look like when they wake up in the morning? What does it look like when they leave their cell? What are their responsibilities during the day? And what are the opportunities that they have to be able to learn and educate themselves or do something better, or the lack of? We're going to show you. Another project that we're excited about is food, kind of a inmate versus food type thing. Food inside of a prison is a really interesting thing. Well, for one, the food inside a prison they serve you is interesting wouldn't be the word I would use, but I would just say sometimes not very good. So inmates are then cooking a lot of things that they use from commissary in very creative, unique ways. And we're going to show that to you, along with their stories, and let you know a little bit more about who they are. Another great project is Prison Hustles, where we highlight the entire economy that happens inside of prison that few ever get to know about or even see. How do those that don't have money make money? What are the services and things that they provide inside of that environment to be able to survive? Well, we're going to show you. And we're going to show you how those very skills that they're developing could translate into the outside world and really help them adapt and adjust much better. What are we getting for our return on investment as tax-paying citizens for the billions of dollars we're spending in the U.S. every year on corrections? Well, I can tell you right now, a lot of people are going back in prison after they get out. They get out, they violate society again, they create more victims, and then they're back in that same cycle again with us paying for it. We're going to show you leadership styles that end up impacting the lives of those in prison to where they get out and they don't come back to prison. We will show you some states that are spending less and getting better results. We'll show you other states that less people are getting out of prison, committing more crimes, and going back. And then we'll show you some states that unfortunately, it is a revolving door. No matter how much they spend, the same thing happens over and over and over again. I've learned that nothing changes inside of corrections until we, as the voting public, demand it. Join us on this journey. Whether you're a legislator, whether you're a general voting member of the public, whether you're a family member of somebody that's been incarcerated, join us as we give you this real look at what life inside of prison looks like. 95% of the people in prison are going to be out. They're going to be our neighbors, whether we like it or not. We should all care about the process and the systems that create our next neighbors. Nothing is able to shape public safety more than what corrections is in our country. And we look forward to showing you more about what it's really like.